We have a very special guest tonight, exclusive to the Rachel Maddow Show. He's been on the show once before, and we are very happy to welcome him back tonight. It's a really big get for us. Joining us now is health reform. Hi, Bill. Last time we talked, you did not look so good. Are you feeling any better?
Yeah, you know, fluid, echinacea. Max Baucus grew a spine. Kinda. Baby steps.
Senator Baucus did get testy with Senator John Kyle yesterday about trying to slow you down.
Yeah, it's like lettuce, Rachel. Older is not better.
It seems like the people, though, have always supported you, Bill. The people have supported you. Do you think the conservative Democrats' opposition to you is finally starting to dissolve because of that?
Yeah, I've been working on my people skills. Eye contact, firm handshake, pointing out that they're denying the will of their constituents. It's a process.
Well, you know, it is good to see you back on your feet, Bill, and thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Rachel. Remember, you can't spell team without M-E.
I guess. It doesn't look like you actually have much of a team yet, Bill, but as you say, it's a process, and I really like your attitude. Thanks, Bill. As Bill said, conservative Democrats are suddenly feeling some political heat for opposing their own party's agenda on health reform. Congressman Mike Ross of Arkansas, for example, saw his own political difficulties multiply by, about 8,000 or so today when the Associated Press picked up on and advanced ProPublica's investigative reporting on the strangely and inexplicably awesome deal that Congressman Ross got from a big drugstore chain that bought his family pharmacy for way above market value. Congressman Ross has, of course, been fighting against the public option and other elements of health reform. He had already been targeted and threatened with a primary challenge by progressive groups like Change Congress and the FDL PAC, which is linked to the Fire Dog Lake blog, both of which produced ads that point to the more than $900,000 in health industry money that Congressman Ross has accepted over the years, and to his opposition to a public insurance option, despite its big popularity in his district. Well, despite ignoring my increasingly plaintive requests for an interview, Congressman Ross did speak to the Associated Press about these allegations against him, and he declared himself to the AP to be the subject of, and I quote, a left-wing special interest conspiracy. This, of course, is a very special kind of left-wing conspiracy, one that involves convincing a drugstore chain to pay Congressman Ross extra for his pharmacy. Perhaps also involves convincing 74% of the Democrats in the congressman's district to say they support more comprehensive reform than he does. It's all a conspiracy just to make Mike Ross look bad. Think about how many people are involved in this conspiracy in order to make it work. It's mind-boggling. But even as Congressman Ross fights the left-wing conspiracy, it is starting to look like he is not the only conservative Democrat whose position on health reform is at odds with the people he is supposed to be representing. Polling of 91 conservative House swing districts, commissioned by a pro-reform group, has just leaked onto the Internet machine. And it shows that 53% of people in those blue dog districts support a public option. Nationally, it's the same story. The latest New York Times CBS poll, which is out today, shows 65% of Americans overall supporting a public insurance option. And the watchdog websites and progressive political action committees are not likely to let any of these conservatives forget it. They're the ones who put the Mike Ross story on the map. But they're not stopping. Their latest target is Congressman Jim Cooper, another conservative Democrat, this time from Tennessee. The Accountability Now Political Action Committee has set up a website naming Mr. Cooper as a key opponent of health reform, even under President Clinton. They're threatening him with a Democratic primary challenge. The group points out that President Obama beat John McCain by 13 points in Cooper's district, which means that Mr. Cooper can't cite the inherent conservatism of his constituents as an excuse for voting like a Republican. But the conservatives aren't just in trouble because they're on the wrong side of public opinion in their own districts. They're also facing increasing pressure from the progressive side within their own party. Senator Chuck Schumer told us on this show last night about his and Senator Jay Rockefeller's plan to force a vote on the public option in the Senate Finance Committee. We now know that that has been delayed, but it is still expected to happen on Tuesday. And if you take all this together and look at the big picture, it looks like the prognosis for real health reform is not as bad as it was even a week ago. But we will be sure to check back in with our friend Bill again soon to find out. He seems fragile.